Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. We are in the final day of the final hour, of a crazy day. Real quick, the final hour is where I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because at the end of the day, the smart money or the large financial institutions come in. I believe following what they do at the end of the day is a long-term edge in your trading, because they're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology, and they're the most well-informed, and they can move the market. And following what they do at the end of the day, like I mentioned, in the long run, is an edge in your trading. At least that's my opinion. Doesn't mean every day it's going to work, but that's why I used the word the long run. Well, what a day. Holy smokes. Last night, with all the election issues, futures were all over the place. This morning, the NASDAQ was down big. Then we just had a huge rally all day long, and then it just broke to the downside in a big way. So I hope you're all staying safe out there, using proper position sizing, giving some thought to how many correlated positions you have, and basically just following your plan, because that's what really matters. So, all right, let's take a look and see what the indexes are doing. Dow Jones is up 382 points, up 1.26%. It was up over 600 at one point. The NASDAQ is down 55 points, down 0.44%. It was also up strongly about an hour ago, and the S&P is now up only 22.97%. 22 points, 0.61%. So, all right, this is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did not have any day trades today, if you can believe it. On such a wild day, I just, earlier in the day, things were just going up, straight up. It just didn't really give me any chance to look for a decent setup. And then it just cracked to the downside. There's some potentials down here at the moment. The indexes on the 5 minutes are close to the 30 RSIs. So, if I was day trading at the moment right now, I would definitely be kind of looking what's going on. After that, we are going to go over to your positions. We're going to take a look at those. Yesterday, I had to do that webinar, and I didn't have time to update everybody's positions. So please, today, after the market closes, let's get them all straightened up, what you did yesterday, what you're going to do today. Then we're going to talk about trader psychology. Very important day, very important topic, especially on a day like today when your emotions get rattled a little bit. But that's why I always talk about it every day. It is the most important part of trading. It's the most important skill. And the longer you trade, the more you will realize that. So I do like to talk about it. Hopefully, by talking about it every day in different ways, maybe one day it will seep in. After that, I'm going to go down through the results. I've gone down through the results of my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, confluence combination of indicators lining up ideally on multiple time frames. Requirement number 2, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio. It's very important to have a good risk to reward ratio. 2 to 1 is my minimum. So if I'm willing to lose $100 on a trade, if that's my maximum allowed loss, then I better be able to make 2 times or more to the upside. And then number 3, please take a few minutes every day, consider how many positions you have, how much account heat you have, how correlated your positions are, and always, please position size based on volatility. Volatility has increased in the market quite a bit. So, ideally, from a trading standpoint, your position sizes should be reduced because of the increased volatility to try to keep everything the same. So I'm going to go down through the end of day candidates. I'm going to try to pick out the very best one, keeping in mind all 3 requirements that I just mentioned. If I find something at the end of the day, I will go ahead and buy it. When the market closes, if you have any questions, if you need any clarification on anything I've discussed today, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at today before the market closes, just put them in the chat. I'll do my very best to get to them before the market closes. And then lastly, if you have any new additions or subtractions from yesterday, or any new additions or subtractions today, if you could please wait till the end of the market, after the market closes. That way the market's closed, I'm done teaching, pressure's off, I'm not up against the clock, and then I can relax and just update all your positions correctly, okay? So that's the plan for today. If you could just hang tight, I'm gonna run that US legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks a lot. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. Let's see who is here today. Lova says, hey everyone, pulled myself away from CNN to attend class. Oh, this class. Well, good. I'm glad you did, Lova. Good to see you. Steve is here. Steve Burns. Hey, bud. Always an honor, a privilege to have you here. I mean that sincerely every day. I never take it for granted. Thanks for coming. Hope you're having a good day. Steve says, hello, everyone. I exited NVIDIA for a loss this morning and sold my SPY puts for a loss today late in the morning as well. I am now flat. Okay, sounds good. I will update those when I go through the board late in the morning. So you sold the puts before the market went down, I imagine, if it was late in the morning, because that just recently happened. Dang, that's unfortunate. That's trading, huh, Steve? Evan says, good afternoon. Good afternoon to Evan. David is here. Hi, Greg and group. Good to see you, bud. Steve says, is everyone aware that protesters have shut down the Senate confirmation and stormed the Capitol? They are inside the Capitol in the chambers of Congress. Yeah, I did see that. I think that I just saw a headline that Congress is back in session. I'm not sure. Interesting developments, huh, Steve? Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Good to see you, bud. Steve says, KMX currently has a 520 EMA crossover. Oh, thanks for that, Steve. Steve's always so good with the crossovers, at pointing those out. So let me write that down so we can take a look at that. Thank you, Steve. Steve says, I got out 2.99% in NVIDIA. Well, that's good. I mean, it's not good, but I mean, it's down 4.13. So you saved a percent, 1.14% by getting out early. Excellent, Steve. Nice exit. Good trading, bud. Morgs is here. Hey, what's going on, Morgs? Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. Hope life is going well. Johan says, hi, everyone. Hey, what's up, Johan? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are having a good evening in Hong Kong. Look at that. Morgs from South Africa. Johan is from Hong Kong. How cool is that? Nigma is here. How do you end up watching KMX, Steve? No, the Senate is in shelter in place and protesters in the Senate. Oh, okay. I must have not read that. Maybe I saw that on Twitter. Maybe that was incorrect. Nigma says, how do you end up watching KMX, Steve? So I think I can answer for Steve. Nigma, so Steve has certain stocks that have certain crossovers that are profitable, back-tested moving average crossovers. And he just has a list And I imagine that he just monitors each one of the crossovers each day to see whether or not one of them is crossing over. So I imagine when he looked at his KMX chart, he probably had on there that KMX is a 520 EMA crossover, and he looked at the chart and he realized it was crossing over. So, there are a handful, more than a handful, stocks and indexes that do backtest well with moving average crossovers, and Steve just has a list of those. And one of these days I'll have to show you my list, and maybe that will be helpful for everyone, and then maybe Steve could take a look and maybe see if I'm missing something. So, all right, let's take a little gander over here. All right. Steve says KMX is a can slim stock, growth stock as well, based on fundamentals, and I backtest price action for that signal. Yeah. Can slim, that's the William O'Neill approach, fundamental approach. And so Steve combines the can slim stocks along with the back-tested approaches, the profitable back-tested approaches with the moving average. So that's the best kind of trade you have, is when you have a good fundamental company with a good technical and back-tested entry approach. All right. Lova says, is this news causing a short-term or day trade opportunity? Everyone is watching chaos, but we know this is only a temporary problem. Are there specific strategies, or should the news be ignored? Well, I mean, I think you're right. Big picture, Lova. I think that my best advice to anyone out there is to disregard the news and trade your charts, because the charts are going to tell you everything you need, because the charts can do something other than what you thought the news would make it do, right? So that's why I'm a price action trader, because I just follow what the price is doing, not what news headlines are, because they can be misleading, and they have a lot of spin on them. Do you know what I mean? But sure, you could take your theory, right, about it not being that big of a deal in the long run, and that's fine, but I would still wait for some type of entry signal before you take the position. That would be my best advice. All right, let's start. Alibaba. Well, I am short Alibaba, and I'm actually in the money now. I shorted Alibaba here at 231.76. It's 228.88. It's down 4.81% today. I did short this, however, on the weekly, and I shorted it at the end of last week. We had the previous weekly bar was a very big, large down bar. The next bar rallied up, rejected the 50 SMA, also rejected halfway of the big move down, the 50 Fibonacci point here. Those were two signals to me that told me that there was some weakness here, and it wasn't able to go above the halfway of the bar, and it wasn't able to go above halfway of the 50 SMA. So I will make my final decision on this because it's a weekly bar on Fridays, but I did short today at 231.76, and it's down today 4.95%. So got a little lucky on that one, because earlier in the day I was down. No profit targets hit yet, but profitable trade, and I'm thankful for that. Beyond Meat. All right, this one's not so hot tamale at all. I did Gary, Johan, and Kamal. Kamal stopped out at 121, by the way. I like this setup. False breakout to the downside. V1 under 30, over 30. I bought at 125.42. Thank goodness I hit one profit target yesterday, locked in some at a profitable level, and reduced my position size. So when this happened, I have fewer shares. Still going to be a loss, no doubt about that, but that's not what I'm concerned about. What I'm grateful for is that I took a part of the profit off when it was profitable and mitigated the downside. So it's kind of a twofer, right? And that, again, that's why I like to phase out. I will be getting out of this today 100%. And nice job, Kamal, getting out at 121 before it's 119.47. SPY. Well, all right. I did buy SPY yesterday at the close at 371.33. Got out right near the open at near the low at 369.67. So two overnight losses in a row on the SPY. Yesterday's wasn't too bad. Today's pretty good one. 371.33. I got out at 369.67. So the overnight SPY trade, of course, I buy that at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing in the morning at the open. Over the long run, it does back test well, but of course, day to day, it's anyone's guess. But I will be buying this today again at the close. And Steve bought 118.21. 369 strike puts, paid 406 per contract. Oh, and that's what Steve said up here above. And sold my SPY puts for a loss. Okay. Okay, so we'll take that one off. Yeah, it's been tough for short sellers, hasn't it? It definitely has been tough for short sellers lately. All right, let's get on to some positive trades. Well, I guess Baba was positive. Look at this, everybody. Wow. Ava, Brian, and I did buy Target at 171.64. Had a nice return to value, sideways motion, V1. Moved up nicely, moved more than 1.5 ATRs for my entry. Then I had it close below the previous day's low. I got out of half here, but I'm glad I kept half because look at this, everybody. This is up 4.37%, and I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 profit targets, almost the seventh. Maybe I can hit that last one before the end of the day. So far from entry to current close, up 8.8%. So that one is a goodie. I'm kind of inclined to take this off today. I mean, why be a pig about it? You know what I mean? This is a huge kind of climax bar. We rejected the 80 RSI. We don't talk a lot about the 80 RSI, but we did reject it. Oh, I'm sorry. I took off half yesterday with the rejection of the 70. So I took off half here. I took half of a half here. So unfortunately, I only had a quarter left here, but still a quarter better than nothing, right? But I think I'm going to go ahead and just take this entire trade off today after such a big trade. But it would be nice to hit that seventh profit target. I think 7 is my record, 7 or 8. USO oil. I did buy USO at 30.97. It's 33.96. This has been a nice trade. It's up 8.78%. I did buy it over here on the monthly chart. Monthly bar, so this is a long-term trade. I bought it when November went under the negative third, and I bought it at the end October, and I bought it at the end of November with an under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 30 RSI, over the 30 RSI, and again, I bought it at 30.97. Has not hit any of my profit targets, but those profit targets percentage-wise are way up there. So anyway, really nice trade so far on this. It was up much higher earlier, and it's up a little bit still. Ulta. All right, so Johnson and I did buy Ulta here with this trigger of this fractal. Here's a high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. We had a 520 crossover. Bought here at 277.95. I only bought a half a position because it seemed a little chasey, but you know, like I said, if it had come back, I'd have added the other half. If it goes roaring up like it has, I'm still glad I have half, right? Did hit 3 profit targets today. One at 283.83, one at 287.30, and one at 290.77. It's doing really well. It's doing really well from entry to current price. It is up just over 4%. And then lastly, Google. I don't have a directional position in this, but I did sell puts on Google. Selling puts is a bullish position. What I'm hoping for is that Google will stay above $1,170 by the end of June. It's currently $1,723. So I have a lot of protection there. I am still in the money on this, although it is this week it has been down. I picked the 1170 strike price because the 200-day moving or the 200-week moving average is above as protection. And over here on the weekly, that 1170 dovetails nicely with the -1 ATR channel and the 50-month moving average. So anyway, so far so good. Down a little bit today, but positive on the trade. Gary says, I took profits yesterday on Beyond Meat. Oh, thank goodness. So I am thankful for that, helping to mitigate some of the losses. Good. Glad to hear that, Gary. Remind me at the end so I make sure I get everything updated correctly. Tracy is here. Good to see you. Tracy says, hey, Greg, I bought CNC the other day. It is up 6.44% today, and I am up 10.8 overall. I'm so proud of you, Trace. Let's take a look at this beauty. Oh, there we go. A little delayed. Wow. Fantastic. Up 10.64%. I'm proud of you, Trace. Make sure you have a plan of what you're going to do with that, though, right? I hope you do. If you have any questions, let me know. Gary says, nice trade, Tracy. I agree. That's monster. Look at the volume up. Whoa. That is fantastic. That is really beautiful. All right, let's take a look at everybody's trades here. Jatin is an Apple at 123. It is currently 127.43, so it is down on the day, but he is up on the trade. And then, of course, Frank has had his position in Apple for a minute now at 111. So again, down on the day, but nicely up on the trade. Nice job, gentlemen. AMD. All right, so Yas, David, and Ramble Ron did buy AMD at 92.39 with this return to value. V2 had that big surge up and then down, up a little yesterday, but today it is down 2.43%. And it looks like it's very likely going to close below halfway of that washout bar. So down on the day and down on the trade. NVIDIA. All right, so this is the one Steve already closed out, bought at 236.33, 520 crossover, but we just had a vicious reaction back down here. But Steve sold much higher, thankfully. Oh, he doesn't have a price there, but he sold higher. So yeah, that's a bummer there. NVIDIA really went slamming down. So let's take that one off the board. The Qs. Frank is in the Qs from 284.60. It's 308 even. It is down 1.21% today, but Frank is still in the money on the trade. VIX. Wow, VIX had a day. I was watching it. And I got to tell you, for my students, when I'm looking at double bottoms, bullish divergences, all that kind of stuff, I didn't take a day trade today, but every fiber in my body told me to go long the VIX, and I'll explain in a minute. But Quad bought VIX up here 1940. Gary bought VIX at 1723. It's currently 1769. Gary took some profits. Oh, no, he bought it. I'm sorry, everybody. Gary bought it back here at 1723. He sold half of his position here on the big up move. The other big up move, he sold another half. So I know Gary's positive on this trade. I know Quad is still down a little bit on the trade, but wow, what a move. This was down $1 today. Now it's up 6 cents. So that's pretty amazing. Give me one sec. Okay, MasterCard. Gary sold credit spreads bullish credit spreads on MasterCard expiring on the 15th, next a week from Friday at 290. It's currently 349. It is down. It is up today, excuse me. So Gary's looking pretty good. He'll be able to keep all the money from the spreads if it closes above 290. So he's got almost 60 points of protection. You never know, but it's looking pretty good. Zoom. Johan bought Zoom at 360 even. It's currently 345.07. It is down 4.37%. So down on the day and down on the trade. AMC, oh, Bob, I was watching this earlier when it was up so big. It's still up on the day, but it was up so nicely, and then all this made it come back down. AMC, Bob bought at 210. It's 205, so he's down 5 cents. But, you know, it got up to 223. It was up like 6 or 7 or 8% before the big market turnaround. So, dang it. But I'm glad it's up for you today at least. Love. Oh, Kamal. I was just happy, especially when I see any of the people in this group. When I see a trade down, it finally goes positive because it's such a good feeling. Kamal was in Love, Southwest Airlines at 46.56. It's 46.34. So was positive earlier, but it is up on the day, but still a little down on the trade for Kamal. Microsoft. Yes is in Microsoft at 213.82. It's 213.43. It is down now under his entry point, but like the champion he is, I know he sold partial profits much higher, making this still a positive trade. So good to see that. PTON, yes, also bought PTON at 115.97. It's 143.88. It is down 3.13% today, but yes is still up 19.2% on this trade. FSLR was up today. Yes, again, 90.98. It's 99.26, up 7.7% today, and up 8.32% on his trade. DocuSign. Okay. Yas bought DocuSign with a 1030 crossover back here at 224.12. It's 225. So it is slightly up, and I know he phased out on some of these big moves up here, making this a positive trade still for Yas. ALGN. Jatin with a big trade back here on ALGN at 441. He sold half at 521.90. He sold another half of a half at 550 even. It's 540.35. Really nice trade. Congratulations, Jatin. This is up 18.46%. NIO, Yas and Frank in NIO at 46.10. It's 50.32. It's down 5.32% today, but both of them are still nicely up on the trade. Teladoc is up. Frank bought Teladoc back here at, I think, 190.50. I have two entries here. Somebody bought it at 182 and somebody bought it at 190.50. Hopefully Frank bought it at 182. I'm not sure, but it is up today and definitely up on the trade regardless of where he bought that. Google. Gary has two credit spreads that he sold on Google. The January 15th, 1570, 1550s, and also the January 15th, 1550, 5040. So as long as Google stays above 1570 and 1550, he will make money on both those. And he has about $180 protection, so that's good. Facebook. Oh, I think I don't have anybody on Facebook anymore. All right, well, good. We'll clear the board. Twitter. Yas bought Twitter at 54.51. It's currently 53.60, so down on the day, down on the trade. Kamal bought at 53.65. It's 53.63, so down a couple pennies, and Kamal bought that today. Oh, no, he got stopped out. I apologize. All right, IAU, Frank bought IAU at 1754. It's 1834. It's down 1.34%, but up 4.3% on the trade. We're almost there, everybody. Kamal bought DKNG yesterday at 46.13. It's 48.60. So up 2.8% today. Big reversal bar. This was probably up 4% at the high before the reversal, but still profitable for Kamal. Congratulations. And then lastly, Shopify. Kamal entered today at $1,081 is $1,088. So he is up $7. It was up much higher earlier, but this was a day trade. And let us know at the end, Kamal, if you decide to keep it. So, all right, there are all of our positions. Okay, let me take a quick look and see what's going on. So Dow's up 422 points. NASDAQ is down 62. S&P is still up 24. So Dow and S&P up, NASDAQ down. All right. So listen, before we start looking for, looking at the candidates for the end of day trade, before we start going through them, looking for the best one, I just want to switch gears real quick, talk about a little bit about trader psychology. I like to do this every day because it is the most important skill in trading that you'll ever refine and develop. Long-term and long-time traders know this. It is about the entries. It is about the exits. And it really is. You have to use good trading principles. There's no doubt. But at the end of the day, none of that matters if you don't follow it, right? Makes sense. So there's some really good Facebook channels, really good Twitter channels out there that do a great job of talking about trader psychology in all sorts of different ways. And this is from my good friend Thomas Payne. You've heard me comment on Thomas' posts many times. Thomas was a scientist and he switched careers and became a trader. And he took all of his scientific knowledge and the scientific method that he learned from being a scientist and applied it to trading, and especially to trading psychology. I actually don't know what Thomas's trading approaches are, but I know that he's really into the trading psychology portion of it, and regardless of what kind of approach you use, that's always extremely important. So this is a one-size-fits-all regardless. But let's see what Thomas has to say. And by the way, he's at Trader T Payne on Twitter, or just under Thomas Payne. But subscribe to his channel. You will never be disappointed with one of Thomas's posts. I mean, really. And I love this post. It is often said that when you buy a new position, you should sell it when the reason you bought it no longer exists. If you buy a stock on impulse, then it is difficult to maintain conviction and discipline. Does that make sense? The correct way to trade is maybe a deep dip buy, under the 200, over the 200. That's the reason that was your entry signal. Therefore, if it closes back under, you should get out because the reason you took it no longer exists. Makes sense. That's the advantage of having a real plan. It's so much easier because I'm either in or I'm out. But what Thomas is saying, if you buy a stock on impulse, then it is difficult to maintain conviction and discipline. When you buy a stock on impulse, you don't have usually that clear cut line in the sand where you're either going to be in or you're going to be out because it wasn't well thought out in the first place. And so you don't have strong convictions about where you're right and where you're wrong. You might think you do, but in reality, it's not going to be as clean of a trade. So the moral here, everybody, just don't buy stuff on impulse. That's the moral of the story, right? Have a real plan, follow the plan, win, lose, or draw. You can live with yourself, because you had the plan. But if you do something on impulse, and man, I have been there, trust me, that's, they always say you teach most what you most need to learn, right? Well, that's me. That's why I always teach about this stuff, because that's what I always had issues with. And so that's why I really pound this hard when I see a post like this, because I understand and I can resonate with it. So one more time, it is often said that when you buy a new position, you should sell it when the reason you bought it no longer exists. If you buy a stock on impulse, then it is difficult to maintain conviction and discipline. So let's just not buy anything on impulse. How about that? Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year and all that good stuff. Thanks for the great posts. All right, let me check over there. Tracy said, I have sold half today already, but only a quarter at a time. I'm glad to hear that, Trace. Very proud of you. It's going to make it a lot easier to hold on to that, keep your emotions low now that you've scaled out some. Tracy says, thanks, Gary Ann. Nigma says, thanks, Steve. I never heard of CAN Slim. It's an acronym. Just type it into Google, CAN Slim. Each letter stands for something in a company. Or I believe the book is How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. That's the book. That's the book where it explains everything. Really great book. You should read it, Nigma. Okay. Well, I'm a little ahead of the curve. Let's take a look at Qs and see on the 5-minute how they're reacting around the 30 RSI. Yeah, hanging in there, holding that 30 RSI for sure. I'd like to see this get back up into the value zone. If you were day trading this, let's look at Apple. About the same. But look at this nice double bottom with the bullish divergence, everybody. Here's a low with deep red bars. We rally into some green. We've come back down. We've tested that previous low. Hardly any green to be found. This is the double bottom with a bullish divergence. This is bullish. Now, does that mean you just rush right in and buy it? No, you do not. You still need a signal. You still need an entry signal before you can go rolling on into this. An entry signal would be an under 30, over 30, maybe a V1. The more, the better. Here's the low. We have now broken down from the bottom of this range. I'd like to see this go down and then rally back up, being a false breakout to the downside underneath a double bottom with a bullish divergence. Let's look at the 39-minute bar. I'd like it better if it was hanging out at the negative third ATR channel, but this could be an interesting setup here. But again, you still need a trigger. The big picture is here with the double bottom with the bullish divergence, but there is no entry signal, at least right now. Dan says, peace sign, peace sign, peace sign, prayer sign. Someone hit the thumbs up button with me so we can jump 13 quickly. Hey, that'd be good. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, my friend. Okay. Let me take care of that. Wow, what a wild day, huh? All right. So VIX is quite positive now. Back above the 200 on the 5-minute. Alibaba, well, I'm glad it's down. What can I say? I'm short, right? Down 5.69%. Wow. Hey, and by the way, I did that webinar yesterday after the podcast. I think it went pretty well. I don't know if anybody listened, but I think it went fairly well. If you did listen, let me know. All right. Hey, Brian, what's up, buddy? Brian says, hello all. Got away from the madness going on. Ready to make money the last 20 minutes of trading. Prayers to all and our world. Thank you, Brian. I agree. Prayers to everybody out there and our world. We need it. So yeah, this last 20 minutes could be quite an opportunity. I mean, we know how the market generally tends to move pretty strongly at the end. Is it going to move up? Is it going to move down? We have no idea. Brian, I was just talking about this double bottom with the bullish divergence here on the 5-minute on Apple. Here's a low, deep red. We rallied to green, came back, made a lower low with less negative MACD. This is a bullish setup. We just need a trigger. Now we went from the old range back up into the new lower range back up here. It's not a signal yet. MACD is looking close to, but yeah, if I was concentrating on day trading right now, I would be watching Apple. Hey, Pat, good to see you. I'm glad you're here because what I was just talking about, maybe you just heard me talk about it, but talk about an intraday double bottom with the bullish divergence, Pat. Here it is on Apple. Double bottom, bullish divergence, deep red, went green, made a lower low, less red, just waiting for some kind of trigger. But this is a perfect example. During our last lessons, we talked about this, but this is quite interesting. This is quite interesting right here on Apple from a day trading perspective. Johan says, does Apple look bearish on the weekly? I would say yes at this moment, Johan, because we have a V2 on the weekly. Here's bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 2, goes above bar 1. Bar 3 closes, looks like it's going to close below bar 1's close. That is that's a V2 to the downside. We also went over 70, under 70. That's bearish. And it looks, we won't know till the end of the week, but we currently have lost the 5 EMA as well. So yeah, I would say it looks bearish. It's more bearish than bullish, that's for sure. Pat says, I've been waiting to see that in Apple. There you go. Now, we also talked, Pat, about double bottom bullish divergence. It is a V2 right now. Technically, that would be allowed. That is a V2. Here's bar 1, 2, 3. Bar 2 washes out bar 1. Bar 3 is now above bar 1's close. I'd probably wait for it to close, honestly. Another approach would be to see if it can move up a little bit and then come back down and have a higher low V1, V2. Of course, if you get in right now, the risk to reward, is from here to here, but hey, we could go up to here. I mean, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but this is a perfect example of a double bottom bullish divergence. And a minute ago, it was a V2. I'd probably wait until the end of the bar to see if it really does confirm. And then if it doesn't and it keeps moving up, just wait for a pullback and get that higher low V1, V2. MACD is almost crossing over, but really glad you're here, Pat. So, because when I saw this, my first thought was, oh, if Pat was here, I would definitely point this out. Give me 1 second, sorry. All right, so before I look at the possible end of day trades, real quick, Alibaba, I'm keeping, I'm short, it's in the money, so that's a keeper. Beyond Meat, my big stinker today, I am definitely getting rid of Beyond Meat today. I will be closing that out near the end of the day. My emergency stop was $11.22. It's down 7.33, so not quite my emergency stop, and that's why I'm still holding it. SPY had the overnight SPY loss. well off of its highs, but not at its lows either. I will be buying the overnight SPY trade. TGT, I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of TGT today. This was just a monster trade. Hits 6 profit targets on this today. I hope Brian and Ava are still in, but up 8.6%. But I'm just going to let this one go. You know how we reject the 70 RSI? I get out. Well, this one rejected the 80 RSI, and it's a huge climax bar. I'm just going to take this one off. So let me cancel that last order. Let me cancel that last order over here as well. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and sell TGT. Thank you, TGT. That was fantastic trade. Really good setup. All right. Oil having a really nice day here. Ulta, 3 profit targets. This one has not rejected the 70 RSI, so I will be keeping, but this has been a nice trade. And that is about it, I assume. All right, now let's get on over to what we need to talk about. All right, here we go. IBB, bullish engulfing bar and a V1. It's okay. I don't like that it rejected the 10-day. I'm a little nitpicky on this, but let's take a look over on the weekly. It's the second ATR channel, you know, it's holding the 5. It's okay. It's okay. Spotify. Well, earlier, Kamal and I were talking about Spotify with the 520 crossover, but it has now crossed under, so I will not be buying Spotify. FedEx was an under 30 over 30 earlier in the day, and an under the negative third ATR channel over the negative third ATR channel, but now it has lost the third ATR channel and it has lost the 30 RSI, so nothing there. Pfizer or Pfizer, doesn't matter. Higher low V1 here today, and also a break of this fractal right here. It's already rejected the negative 1 ATR channel. MACD is negative. Let's look at the weekly. It's okay. It's okay. Has a 520 crossover. AT&T also has a crossover. I did the back test on AT&T and it does not back test positively, so I won't be buying AT&T. Love, 4603, 4604. Kamal, if you're out there, I can't remember. Does Love, I think I already tested this. Does Love back test well with the here, let me check on mine real quick. LUV 520 EMA nope, ETF replay does not have Southwest Airlines. So Kamal, if you're out there, would you mind if you could run that real quick and let me know? Johan says, it looks like there was a false breakup from the previous top back in September with the bearish divergence, or are those tops too far apart? They should not be more than 30 days apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, there is definitely a double top with the bearish divergence here. There's no doubt about that. I think it's a little longer than 30 days ago. Kamal says Love does backtest well with 520. Thank you so much, Kamal. But yeah, I mean, this looks bearish. I mean, we have a high with strong MACD. We pull back to red. We have I don't know if we got exactly, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did on Apple. So yes, it's a false breakout to the downside. It's a double top with the bearish divergence, and it's one heck of a trigger right now with the V2 to the downside. So yeah, everything about that is negative. That's all there is to it. All right. All right, so Love does backtest well. I do kind of like it. I do kind of like Love there with the 520 crossover. If it holds, right now it's 46.03, 46.04, under 50, over 50. A lot of volume today. That's probably my favorite one of the day. The ones over here, good risk to reward ratio on box. It has a lot of confluences there. It has the 100, the -1 HER channel, the 2 ATR. Over on the weekly, big bar last week. I don't know. I'd like to see more of a rejection, honestly. Stamps.com, no. SWI, no. MTH, no. V1, but 200 right above. QLYS, a little bit of a V1, not valid though. Twitter, no. Tesco, chasey, too chasey. I'd like to see a pullback. I'd be more interested there. PD, no. Snap, nope. AFL, chasey. Merck, too high for me. And work, no. I'm going to buy Love today as long as the crossover confirms. Right now it's 46.04 to 46.04. When they're equal, that does qualify. Now it's 46.05 to 46.04. But so it looks like the most likely one for me is going to be Love, and I'll just have to watch it there at the end. So Kamal has the backtest there, backtest well with 520, 340% gain, 33% profitable, 38% maximum drawdown. There you go. Holding the 100-day, 100-week moving average, so 46.07 to 46.05. So I have to get rid of Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat is goners. And I'm just going to be watching the crossover on Love. We have 5 minutes to go. TGT is gone. It might hit that last profit target after all, but again, I'm out, so. 4611 to 4606, looking good on Southwest. $46.10, $46.06. Looks like Apple making a new low on the day. So that divergence did not hold. Nope. Did not. Oh, I forgot to look at KMX. Darn it. Strong today. It's a little chasey. I think I like love better. I think I like love better. It's a tough one. Both valid, but all right, 3 minutes to go. Crossover still okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy. One minute to go. Okay. And that is that. So let's take a look, see where things were bought. SPY bought at 373.55 and Love bought at 46.71. All right, so Beyond Meat I am out of. Target I am also out of. I bought SPY at 373.55. And love I got in at 46. I'm going to make this one blue for Kamal. All right, and then here I'll make this one green. I got in at 46.71. All right, 46.71. And that's it. And again, I did get out of TGT with a nice move, got out of Beyond Meat with the bad move. All right, so that's that. So listen, yesterday I wasn't here, or I was here, but I couldn't update the board. So just let me know if you have any additions or subtractions from yesterday, and then also let me know if you have any additions or subtractions from today as well, right? So it's going to be 2 days worth of getting this all straight, but we'll get it done. And just want to remind everybody that I do offer private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a 15-hour course. It's a really good course. I know you're going to be a better trader. I think it's the best way to learn is one-to-one. So if you are interested in taking the course, just email me. The email is in the description of the video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. If you reach out to me, I'll reply and say, hey, let's set up a quick Skype call so I can ask you some questions about your trading and your goals and your trading challenges. You can ask me questions about the course. And then when we're done with the call, you can think about it. And then if you're interested in scheduling with me, you can just get back a hold of me. And also, by the way, I promise you this is not a gimmick. I've had the same price for the course for the last 2 years, but I'm just getting so many new clients and I'm kind of running out of time and to be able to take care of all my clients. So I am going to increase the cost of the course starting February 16th. So, the $1,000 price, which is the old price, I definitely will acknowledge that, obviously, because I haven't changed the price yet. But starting February 16th, I'm going to. So if you've thought about it, this will be a good time, any time before February 16th, before I raise the price. All right. Feel weird talking about that, but I promise you it's not a gimmick. It's just something I decided I had to do because I had too many students. All right. And then if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel, helps keep the channel around, helps YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. So wow, what a day. I'm very grateful to have had a positive day today on such a weird, wild, crazy day like this. So it's been a pretty good year so far, and I'm definitely grateful for that. So let's take a look here. Yasar Ali, hi. Yasar, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yasar is also in love. Yasar's in love. How about that? All right. Just a little joke. Oh, what is going on? Oh, did I hit the... I think I did. Okay, now I know what to do. Yes, sir. All right. Good luck to both of us. Good luck to Kamal, Yasir, and myself. Dan couldn't resist love. Dan cannot resist love, ladies. You've heard it here. All right, Dan. Well, it does backtest well, right? I mean, it does backtest well. I like that we went from a red bar to a green bar. That's always a good thing. We're in the value zone. We're not extended. Over on the weekly, we have support of that 100 moving average. See what I mean, Pat? Over on the weekly, looking for something positive. That's a V1 on the weekly also, and we're holding the 100-day moving average, 100-week moving average. And we had some increased volume today. That's really what I liked about it. Kamal is out of Beyond Meat, I imagine. Oh, but he stopped out at 121. So 3.5 points better. Nice job, Kamal. Out of WBA. Oh, you held WBA. I got rid of it because I thought you were out of it. What did it do today? WBA. Oh, nice. I thought you got out of it yesterday like I did. Wow. Beautiful, Kamal. Wonderful. We both, Kamal and I, took it right on here. Right here. I got out here yesterday. And it went racing up today. Way to go, Kamal. Very nice, bud. What is that from entry to exit? About 7.5%. Wow. Thanks to Kamal's scanner. That's all I can say. Out of Twitter. Oh, yeah, I already took you off of that. In DKNG, I think I already have you in there. At 46.13. Oh. I have, you say 46.20. Okay. Okay. And in shop at 1,081. And that one I do have. Okay. Good day for Kamal. Kamal was out yesterday. That's what I thought. Okay, so you did miss out on today as well. All right. What's the final tally here? Dow Jones up 437. NASDAQ down 78. S&P up 21. What's going on in after hours land? VIX down 26 cents. Wow. SPY's probably up then. Yeah, up 52 cents. All righty then. All right, Gary is out of Beyond Meat. Johan. And out of Beyond Meat. Yeah, that Beyond Meat was a stinker today, man. Real stinker. All right. Gary is out of Beyond Meat. In love. Okay. Sold NIO 50/50 puts expiring for $120 a contract. All right, where's NIO? Do I have NIO on here? NIO. Oh, I already do have it. Oh, that's that one. Okay, so Gary NIO 50/50 puts expiring Friday for $120 contract. Oh, you sold puts. So, basically, Gary believes that NIO will stay above will stay above 50/50 by Friday. And then mass. What's mass? Let's see. Masco Corporation. I'm assuming you bought those, Gary. So it has to be above $55 before January 15th. I'm assuming you bought those, right, Gary? You didn't sell them? It doesn't say. All right, so holding tight with the Alibaba short. Bought the SPY today at 373.55. Oil's been a nice trade from 30.97. Ulta hit the 3 profit targets today, keeping. Okay, you bought them. Good. Google is a put that I sold. Down to 1170. Already sold half. Okay. All right. So, I feel pretty balanced in what I have here. I'm short Alibaba. I'm long the overnight SPY. I'm long oil. I'm long Ulta, but I've, phased out of a bunch, so it's not a big position. Google, long-term put. And then, so really the main position here for me, a kind of normal, regular size, new position is love. All right. Oh, I'm going to take this one off. I have love on there 3 times. All right, I'll just switch it back over to here. Wow, what a start to the beginning of the year. My gosh. I still have David Yasin Ramble in AMD. Is that correct? All right. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Utah, but it is super cold, super duper cold. So I'm really going to have to bundle up. I'm teaching tonight. Always look forward to that with my student Timothy. So, Bud, if you're out there listening, I'm looking forward to our call tonight. So, if you have any other questions right now, this would be the time to ask me. Otherwise, I'm going to head on out. Take my little girl Keely out there, my little 4-legged friend. We're going to walk around. She's just hilarious, man. I just love having this dog here in the house with me. It's just, she makes me laugh all day long. She's so funny. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about it. So please go out, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Have a good day. Go out, try to do something nice for another human being. Try to go out and do something nice for an animal if you cross their path. It's going to make their day. It's going to make your day. And the world would be a lot better place if we could all do that for someone every day. All right. And also, if you did like today's podcast, on the way out of here, before you click out, if you could hit the thumbs up button, I certainly would appreciate that. So thanks again for coming. It's been an interesting year so far on the trading end. But Gary says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day. Thanks, Gary. You too, bud. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. And hopefully see you all tomorrow. Be good, be safe, and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.